Hello folks, here at the Martin Center, having a trouble with the boiler staying running and the pop-off valve periodically tripping. So we dug around and found that some controls from the boiler had been altered to make it think it wouldn't come on until the outside air was 25 degrees. I got that fixed, and I started looking at the pop-off valve, and I haven't got it to duplicate the issue, mainly because the loop is satisfied and not calling right now. But what I found is the expansion tank is malfunctioning, and I wanted to take a video of what that looks like. So first thing I want to see here is a rating on this pop-off valve. I believe it shows it as roughly 75 pounds. Yeah, right there in the middle, 75 psi. So anytime the pressure of the loop gets above 75, that's gonna open. So also we have a mixing valve here, which opens when the loop gets below a certain temperature. So the pop-off valve shouldn't pop off without this thing open, unless we're having a problem with the boiler. And this has been closed the entire time I'm here, so therefore I believe the boiler and the boiler pump are working correctly. Elsewise, I would have already had the pop-off valve go off while I was here. So the expansion tank, this is actually a floor-mounted expansion tank. It is a bladder style tank. This one is made by Bell & Gossett, and it is similar to this one right here. It's a B expansion tank, and so what we want to look for is to see if it's charged. So this will have a bladder, and sometimes the bladder, the air is on the outside and the water's on the inside, or vice versa. I'm not sure how this one is, but basically you'll have air on one side of the bladder and water on the other. And as the pressure of the system, you can see there's a pressure gauge here. Right now we're at about 50. As that pressure gets up, when we heat the water, that bladder that's in the tank will help keep that pressure from popping the pop-off valve. So it allows the water to expand with heat without tripping the pop-off valve and causing problems. So it's just a safety, really, to allow for heat expansion. So this particular one has a air port, and from the factory it was sent with 12 pounds of air pressure. Now this can be adjustable. You can add more or less. Usually it's determined by the engineer when designing what pressure should be. But a way to do a quick test to see if our bladder is basically fouled or not, or has been compromised, is to just push the little insert like you would on a tire to let a little bit of air out. If you push this and water comes out, then you know the bladder has been compromised. So let's see. Up. So this particular unit, this expansion tank, is the bladder, the water has actually got inside of the air part. Therefore, this tank is not doing anything. So when that water expands, the pressure gets up in the 70, 75 range. It has nowhere else to go. The bladder cannot allow for that expansion, so it then pops off the pop-off valve. Now again, I haven't seen this yet. I'm speculating that that's what our problem is. I'll be back in the morning to watch it, and then I'll try to get another video if that's what happens. So that's it for now.